Alright, what is going on, guys? It is your boy SchwartztheRedd here. Doing things a little bit differently here. I'm going to actually do an instructional video for you. And as you can see by the title of this video, we're going to be teaching you how to always win a defend the hostage terrorist hunt. Now, this tip is very useful for the trophies that include the one where you have to get 200 penetration kills in terrorist hunt, the 2,500 terrorist kills altogether, because you're still killing terrorists, and the also complete 100 defense objectives on terrorist hunt. You can do all three of these over time. So what you want to do for your first step is to go to Matchmaking Preferences. Then when you want to scroll down to the game mode preferences for terrorist hunt, you want to turn every mode off except for protect hostage, so that makes sure that you will only be on hostage. And now, for the map preferences, I have every map off except for house. And that's because house has a certain area on it that is very easy to defend, even if you're by yourself. So, make sure you have those two. You start a solo lone wolf terrorist hunt, and we're ready to begin. Alright, so now for this objective, you're going to want to select the room laundry room downstairs, and as your operator, you're going to want to choose mute. Now, you can do any loadout you want pretty much for this. I'm just using the MP5, SMG, and a nitrocell. Bulletproof camera doesn't really come in handy at all, that's why I'm not using it. The SMG I prefer over the P20, and the MP5 I just prefer over the shotgun as well. Alright, so once you load in the game, you can do one of two things first. I'm going to do this first, and that is placing 3 of my mute charges, or mute devices, I guess, on the back walls. This prevents you from having to use your hard barricades on the back walls, because the terrorists will not be able to actually breach in through here with these mute charges on there. The second and most important thing is to reinforce the hatch upstairs right above the room in the kitchen, because this will prevent them from getting inside of the room for easy access and dropping down and shooting your hostage. And now this next step is very easy. How you kill the hostages is you sit behind these two sets of cabinets right here, and you can hold a certain angle more or less of where I'm aiming at. See, now I have my angle which I get to shoot at. If you sit here and shoot the hostages, they will always walk into this point at one time or another. They may stop at the door and hesitate before going in or before turning, but they will always go over to this point. And this makes it easy to get headshots. See, I'm even going to switch over to single burst fire, because they just simply walk in. It's a one-shot headshot, and you can do this for the next 4 rounds. Alright, so now at the end of this round, I usually like to use my reinforcements to get these front few walls, just so that they won't get them with breach charges, because they can bring the breach charges after a few rounds. I believe this might be the first round they can bring them, but they waste their breach charges trying to get the back walls, which is very dumb on their part, but very good for us. So I'm just going to use my 2 reinforcements here, even though you can have as many as you want. I'm just going to keep them here. I like to put my last mute charge here so this wall specifically doesn't get opened. And I'm not actually sure if it protects the hatch at all, but it's still a good spot for the mute charge nonetheless. And so we'll retain back to our original position, and we'll just rinse and repeat until about round 4. Alright, and then the step that I like to use for getting the penetration kills on this is, well, it would actually involve not reinforcing the farthest left wall. So, this one right here, this wall right here, you would not reinforce. And, so normally what you would do is, see if I can open this up a little bit without tearing the entire So as you can see right here, there are actually wooden bars in between the walls here. And if you actually do not use a shotgun or an explosive on them, you can actually shoot through these bars and they will count as penetration damage. And so that helps you very easily get the 200 penetration kill trophy. Alright, so now that we're on round 4 of this defense, we will actually need to worry slightly, not too much, about the explosive terrorist that comes in at the end of this round. Now, if you don't aggravate the terrorist at all throughout the round, he will not come into the room until the very last. Actually, you probably don't even need to... he probably doesn't even come into the room unless you aggravate him. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep the same angle, kill the 10 normal terrorists, and then what we'll do is we'll kind of bait the explosive terrorist into a little trap. Okay, so as you can see, we only have one enemy remaining, and that is actually the explosive terrorist. And he is actually very close. He is trying to get the wall right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our nitro cell on him. They won't kill him, but it'll do a lot of damage. And then we'll finish him off with our primary. And that is how you always complete a defense operator terrorist hunt by yourself or even with friends. All you really need is mute. The rest is up to you guys. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time.